welcome back. Okay, this is the first day of this episode. And what I'm doing here is I've decided I would like 6.5-inch boards on the doors. So originally I was going to do like 4-inch boards. I just decided that's just too small. When I started cutting them, I didn't like it. So I've got this right now at 7 inches wide. I'm going to go ahead and 4 inches down, I'm going to turn it over. This will be 7 inches wide. Then I'll get it. These will be better looking boards because the knots really run through this way more than on this side. I got one knot here, one knot there, one on the edge, and one over here. So I still have 4 knots, but they're not like in the middle or anything. I think that'll look good on a door. Of course, knots do weaken wood, but it's not a problem with a door, really. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down, try to get 4 1-inch boards out of this. Of course, the blade takes up a little bit, but ultimately I'm cutting them 7 inches wide, but let them shrink and dry a little bit. What's going to happen is they're probably going to end up being 6.5 inches wide when all is done. That'll be what I'll make them be when all is said and done. By doing this and spacing them, I'm hoping I can get them to dry enough this time that I don't have any additional shrinkage. On my door back there that I made on the cabin, there actually was some shrinkage, and I've got a little separation. Stop here and I'll show you. So this is my previous door I made, and I've got a pretty good gap going right here in the middle. So the board did separate a little. I put filler in there and filled it. And this was back when I built it. So that's been filled the whole time. I got a little separation coming down at the bottom of the door. So I got a little more separation right here. Since I built the door, this is a gap right here. So you can see why I'm letting the boards dry a little bit. I want to have as little shrinkage as possible once I put the doors together. Because if I do it green, the door will just not be good. Even though I glue these together and clamp them so that they're all nice and perfect and tight, and then I sand everything down before I stain it, they'll still separate like is happening down there. This door also warped on me. So I've got extra boards around here to help seal it, and hopefully I can avert that next time. That's why I got to rebuild this door. I like to use the old style hardware. So there's a hole here and I can slip this deadbolt in here. There's a deadbolt on the inside that's much smaller for locking the door from the inside. I have these handles, which I want them to be further out. This is just too close. So that'll get revised. These will be wider pieces so that everything will work better for me. So the hinges, I'll show you the hinges I use. They're called strap hinges. Not a lot of room in here, so that's the best I can do. But you can see, again, another just a basic handle, the strap hinges, and here's my deadbolt right here. That's how I lock it up at night. And during the day, I lock it up on the outside with the big deadbolt. That's what I want to do again. I want to build this door all over again. But now I need to take these and make them wider. So I'm going to make sure and check my list. Make sure these are wider. I would say 4 inches wide. That's probably 2.5 to 3. I'd say at least 4 inches wide for these. So I'll take a look at that on my list. good looking door. More good looking doors. This is where I'm going to put the door stuff. I got the window stuff in this section. And I got a bunch of other stuff over here. I got a bunch more materials in the last stall. So, and I may later put doors, cut in doors on all three areas, because I think it'll be easier for me to access these areas, because right now I'm squeezing between these and that's a tight fit, but for now it's fine. So I got to go get some shims. I don't think I have any more in my bucket, so we'll see. Yeah, I don't have enough. I got a couple in there, so I need to go grab some more. I think I have more up above. I've been using a lot of the shims, but I need to space everything. So if I have to, I'll make some more shims. So we'll go ahead and get that handled. I'll be back with it after a bit. Help, Cooper. Get yourself wrapped up around the tree. You need some help, little man? You want Papa to pick you up? Okay. Let's see if we can help you. There you go. You're all set. You gonna go up there? That's about as far as you go, bud. Yep, to the camera. What you doing, Coops? That fresh milled wood? Give you a mountain to climb on? Hey buddy, how are you? Are you, little man? Oh, got an itch. You like it outside, don't you, Cooper? Cooper's my little guard dog. You're my little guard dog. You let me know when there's stuff around. He's so brave. Here you go, Coops. There went the braveness. Alright, to work. Alright, I took this cover off. I'm going to try and see if these blades are reversible. They're on there pretty darn tight. Now I should be able to use the T-bar. So for those that need to know how to unlock this thing, so it's locked right now. This little red button here, you push it back Yep, unlocks it till you push it forward. Now I can use the T-handle. Those things were on there pretty tight. I snug them up with the ratcheting wrench. And hopefully, once I turn these around, everything will work great again, like new. That would be great. I'm sure the blades are dull. I've used them quite a bit over the years. Oh yeah, there's a good side. I can turn them around. Just like that. Put these magnets on there. They've got little slots. They drop into position over some little anchor points here. Spun around, put that one back together, and then we'll spin it around, get the other blade switched. So, assuming that I moved this, there we go, everything should work again. Put my tray back in, there we go. So I got to charge up the camera. So while I'm charging it up, I'm going to do some boards. I got a lot of them to do. I'm going to come back later. I'm going to show you a comparison to one that's not done and what the finish looks like on one that's done. All right, I thought I would show you a couple of pine boards beside each other. Of course, that's fir there. You can see it has a red tone in comparison. Here's a pine board I just finished doing, getting it down to the height I need. Huge difference in color tone, but smooth. This is rough, very smooth. Turns out really nice. This will be a good looking board with these knots in it. I like the looks of that. So I'm gonna get busy. This will be my next one. There'll be about 4 rows, maybe a little over 4 rows of these here, and there's 12 per row. Well, thank you for showing up again. I appreciate it. Spent all day yesterday doing, I got probably 24 boards planed, both sides of them. And I probably got about 25 or 24 more to do, so it'll take me another day. We had a storm roll in last night, and it rained pretty hard last night. It's sprinkling right now. I can't really plane anything when it's wet, so I'm gonna let that dry a bit. This area needs cleaned up. I need to delimb up some trees for this build area, and even maybe cut out a couple more trees. After I delimb up, I'm gonna go grab my wood chipper and I'm gonna come out here and wood chip some of this stuff into a pile so I can get rid of it completely. In this area, I wanna get this area cleaned up. And today's a good day for that. So I'm gonna get busy with that. I gotta move this out of the way. I'll get some of these trees around here as far as I can reach up right now. Since I'm going to bring the chipper in, then I can get all that cleaned up and that'll just be the stuff I can't reach. All right, another day. Gonna go ahead and go out here and work on this some more. Do some more chipping, and then we'll start working on planing the boards again. Getting those done. Turn you around here and show you what I'm talking about. So that looks pretty good out there. I mean, you can see through there pretty darn good. Now that I've got those trees trimmed up a little bit. I got a heck of a pile over here to work on. I'm gonna try and get that done before I clean up the rest of the stuff over here. But yeah, all this is stuff I just collected through here that I've been trimming. So we're going to take this apart and inspect it. Yeah, because they had sheer bolts. Oh, that's greasy. Right here, that feels loose. I believe that's what I got to work with right here. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the shear bolt, I guess. I'm pretty sure it's just fine. But let's take it off and see if it's fractured. Wrong way. Definitely loose. Yeah, I think it's perfectly fine. Yep, it's perfectly fine. So it's not the shear bolt on this that's causing my chipper not to work. Okay, so this wood's the greenest wood, and it doesn't plane very well because it's just too wet. So I got it out in the sun to dry, and I need to get more blades tomorrow. So I make a 4-hour round trip to go to town, pick up some blades. I found them at Harbor Freight, so I'll buy 4 pairs from them so I have some backup because it's such a long drive. And I got a lot of milling and planing to do. I want to do the ceiling boards. I'm not worried about the wall boards. I'll leave those roughs on. But I'd like to do the ceiling and the floorboards. Anyhow, no. Okay. One time, Sage. Right there. So, a bunch of cattle are up here now. All the cattle ranchers let their cattle free range up here. So, they've made it here. I'm going to go up here. I'll film a little bit of this. I'm pulling out some sagebrush with my tractor and a winch. And then I'm going to go down and get the greenhouse by the creek. I'm going to bring it up here. I'm going to put it right up here next to my driveway. Pretty much in line with everything I'm building. Everything's right in line. And I didn't plan it out that way. It's just those are the areas that worked out for me, being close to everything that I'm building. But yet, when I build the cabin, all of this stuff is out of sight from the cabin because I got enough trees between me and the cabin and this little tiny cabin and everything else that I really won't see it. I might have, through the trees a little glimpse of them, but it's still going to feel pretty woodsy out here without my work area imposing on that cabin right there. Okay, so right in this area here behind me and in front of me here, this is the area I'm going to work through. My tractor's parked across the driveway over here. I'm going to run in here and pull out all the sagebrush. Then I'm going to get the box scraper on, come through here and kind of scrape this down just a little bit, make it it'll be sloped this way still, but that's fine. Just kind of get things smoothed out. It's pretty rough in here. But anyways, this is an area, I have pulled wood through here and parked it. There's no need for me to pull anything through here. I've got plenty of other areas already designated as basically driveway loops. So I can work with all that. This area here is kind of a dead space, but it gets sun and it gets shade. And it gets so hot here. This will block the southern sun for the most part as it gets farther to the south and gets lower. it won't get as much sun, except for first thing in the morning. When it's coolest, it'll get the heat and the sun. When it gets to the high heat of the day, my plan would be that there'll be shade in here and it won't be just frying out the plants. So, and then they'll catch sun from this direction coming this way as the sun works its way around to its final place where it settles down here. So that's the plan. I'm going to get to poling. It's an electric winch. I've got one of my EcoFlow batteries hooked up to it. Runs off 110, and I put it on a hitch mount. So I've got it hitched to the back of the tractor. It's just easier than digging them up. Just like that. Here's my EcoFlow unit. I'm plugged into that, 110. This is just a little Harbor Freight winch, the Badlands, 1,500 pound. It does pretty good. And I bought this from Harbor Freight, this mount. And just slip it in here because it doesn't go as far in as I need it to go. I just strap it in because I'm not pulling anything heavy duty out of the ground. So yeah, it works fantastic. All right, I'll get busy and do this, and we'll come back a little later when I get the box scraper on. Move, Sage. Alright, getting ready to take a drive down to the spring, and that's where the greenhouse is that I'm going to put up in the spot I just leveled. So I'm going to go down there. I got 5 empty containers in the back of the truck, and we'll get those filled up, and I'll take a look at the greenhouse and maybe start disassembling it this evening. These are the shiitake logs. This is the stack I did, plus a little bit of one here. That was about a year ago, so another year and a half before they may grow. We'll keep eyes on those and I'll update you. Same with the morels. They're not sprouting yet, but they can take a couple years that I had planted earlier last year. So we'll just keep an eye on these. I think it was last year. Other than that, it looks like some birds have gotten to some of these outer ones. Most of them still have wax in them. This one's missing it. No, mud puppy. You're a mud puppy. She's been playing in this creek here, so. Oh well. Why don't you go over here and take a bath? Why don't you go over here and take a bath? Huh? Take a bath? I'm just throwing water. You're not going to catch that. Go over there and get us some water. Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you for watching my video this week. I appreciate it. The chipper, I'm thinking possibly it's an adjustment for the forward and reverse and neutral. I'm hoping that's the problem, because everything else I've checked wasn't the problem. So I've got to call into Woodland Mills. I've called them a few times, so I'll figure it out. There's only so many things that really can go wrong, and the only last thing I can think of right now is either that adjustment or the pump is out. And this is only my second time I've ever using it, even though I've owned it for a good 3 years. But I just really haven't made it a priority to clean up stuff around here, and I'm just now, for this area anyways, I want to get it cleaned up. I have other areas I need to clean up where I've been cutting down trees and they got lots of limbs. So if I want to make bark dust, I have the ability to make tons of it. Anyway, so that's a continued project. I'll update you guys next video on that. The other thing is the greenhouse. I didn't get it moved. I will probably work on that first part of this weekend. So after I make this video, I'll get on that. I'll video it. I'm planning on putting it on my flatbed trailer, which I got to empty all the lumber off of it, and I'm going to run that down with the tractor and load it as one complete greenhouse on there, and try to bring it up here in one foul swoop without having to take it apart. So that should be fun to videotape. The other thing is, I didn't get time to do the fishing with the ugly stick. That's the third fishing pole. I'm going to do that this morning. I'm going to go fishing this morning and maybe tomorrow morning. And we'll see if we can't catch another one of those trophy-sized trout on it. Get a feel for it. Now, I fished with that pole all last year. I'm going to get done with those fishing videos, and then I'm going to come back later and I'm going to summarize all those into one video, and I'm going to discuss all three of them, tell you what my favorite one is, and I'm going to give you the pros and cons that I feel with all three setups, and we'll go from there. So that's going to be another video, maybe a supplementary video to a regular video is what it probably will be. So we'll go ahead and get that going. I would have liked to have had the final video done this time, but it looks like it's going to be on the next video since I'm going to go this morning. Next week, also expect to see me hopefully be able to go over to my neighbor's place, and put the edges so that the boards for the flooring can overlap. I have some square cut nails coming. I ordered 5 pounds of those. So hopefully those will be enough nails to nail the flooring down. I want to do the old school nailing. I just like that stuff. So I got these square cut nails. They're 2 1/4 inch long nails. Those are 1 inch floorboards, so it'll be plenty for them. to anchor those in. So we'll get those done hopefully next week too. Probably not fully installed next week, but we'll get started on it and I'll finish it in the following video. It just depends on how much time it takes for me to plane all these. I still got probably 8 or 10 more boards to plane. I got new blades yesterday. I only bought 2 packs. They were $25 a pack. I thought they were going to be less. They were pretty spendy. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Please follow my channel. It will help my channel out. It helps me make some money and I have a little income that way. And it'll help keep my channel going and growing. I would really appreciate it. Thanks again. I hope everybody has a great weekend. See you next week. Bye-bye.